Light skin colorism is a plague in America, and although other countries of the world have their problems regarding skin tone, these are mainly attributed to things like skin bleaching epidemics. America is the only place in the world that actually facilitates discrimination against light-skinned people who can actually lose their jobs because of their lighter skin tone. People in the entertainment industry are especially vulnerable to this type of discrimination, and actors such as Will Smith and Amanda Steinberg can attest to this. Chris Brown is another celebrity to be affected by the colorism issue, even though he never even mentioned skin tone, but simply said that he likes females with nice hair. But what man doesn't, and what man shouldn't? Corinthians 11:15 says, "A woman's hair is her glory. Her long hair is a covering, a veil." These complaints come mainly from dark-skinned women, usually a 3 or 4 on the attraction scale, who feel they have a right to be paired off with a man who is an 8, 9 or higher on the attraction scale. And the men who refuse them are called colorists. There were, however, a number of dark-skinned women who defended Chris Brown's choices, and Kelly Rowland was one of them, so it wasn't surprising to see that the dark-skinned women defending him were all attractive and had no problems getting interest from the opposite sex. Men in the black community are no different to all other races of men in that they would like, if possible, a female who was at least attractive, which I see nothing wrong with. But it's not just celebrities who suffer. Many biracial and light-skinned females are and have been persecuted for years because of their skin tone, and only recently a disabled biracial girl was beaten by a gang of dark-skinned girls because she is light, and also because she refused to help them to entice the men that they couldn't get themselves. Imagine if the camera hadn't been there. She would probably have been lied on and her character invalidated. They would have said that she was chasing these men like a groupie and seeking validation from them. Dark-skinned people, mainly women, often get away with invalidating biracial females because they're so used to doing it. It's allowed. So I'd like to dedicate this video to Janice. One of the main concerns I have that I've mentioned before is the swirling situation, which I have no problem with as long as the children produced by these unions are kept safe. Unfortunately, many of these biracial children, especially girls, are abused emotionally, where they're not even allowed to receive compliments regarding their features, hair and skin tone. Their dark-skinned mothers are also pushing for a trend for these biracial girls, not boys, to be kept out of the spaces that their dark-skinned mothers and all other dark-skinned women occupy, so as not to be any competition for any men. Nature says that the bond between a mother and daughter is supposed to be one of the strongest, and that men should always come second to this. It's worrying that these girls, who instead of being taught to love and to value themselves, and to hold themselves in high regard as a high-value person, are instead torn down and invalidated, just because of the low self-worth of others who want to create light-skin punching bags.
Here's the thing. My daughters are not, I had to be very vigilant or trying to teach them. It was like my mother, my mother is so deeply, so she would say things like to my 15-year-old, she would say things like, "Oh, Miss America, here she comes. Oh, look at," and then she would say things like, "Oh, look at Zachary's hair. Oh, he's just so gorgeous. Look at it." And it was
Wow.
and I had to say, I said, "Listen, you're gonna need to cut that out, or you won't see them. Understand that it's that serious to me. That's divestment. That's divestment.
Your own mama. Y'all hear that?
You have to be willing to say, you either you get with the program or you don't get to see your grandchildren. That's divestment."
Yeah.
Because
That's hardcore right there. That's savage, y'all. You could be this one black woman. You probably know who she is. I forget her name, but she actually came out and did a whole video about that. She's like, I have a little black girl. She's like, and I couldn't imagine, not taking her somewhere that in a space that only I belonged. And I'm like, do you have to share every little thing with your kid?
Right.
I'm not a mother, but is that how motherhood works? Like, do you
Right. I mean,
have to share like that? I don't.
Some people are Scottish, and there's like events for people of Scottish descent.
Exactly.
Do Irish people say, "Why? How come I can't come to the Scottish?"
Exactly.
Germans have their, what is it? Oktoberfest. Do you see Russians going over there talking about, well, you guys aren't inclusive. How come we can't be?
Exactly.
Like, that's what I'm saying. The thinking is so simplistic. Like, and it's not even critical. It's just these emotional arguments that really don't pass muster.
I don't care about her tears. I don't care if she's going to be struggling. It's a disgusting piece of trash that needs to be thrown out in a garbage can, because that's where you and your music belongs. So of course you had the coons supporting her, and why I and many others have been telling y'all to stop allowing biracial people in our freaking circles. So here's the thing, a reason why some of y'all feel stupid when you come to my page telling me, well, you're being divisive, telling biracials they're not black, and who are you to be the black people police, and who are you? This is why I told y'all behinds to not identify them as black. Because when situations like this arise, they like to flip-flop. When they feel like you're offending their white side, they're gonna attack you. But when the time comes for them to benefit from being quote-unquote black, they pull their black card out, and then they'll start coming in black spaces and taking opportunities from actual black people. Because they come with their tears about how they grew up and not feeling accepted, that don't mean that you gotta support them either. I saw